stars appeared the longer you stared, like an invisible hand pricking new holes to let light shine through. In San Francisco, windows glowed warm amber in the 3- and 4-story residences that huddled along the street, lighting their way, along with street lamps and headlights. Stars, when you could spot them, were an afterthought. The families turned onto Polk Street, and the jitters in Emily's stomach amped up. She couldn't tell if they were from nerves or excitement. They were headed to a book party thrown by Bayside Press in celebration of a previously unknown Edgar Allan Poe manuscript that Emily, James, and Matthew had found. Rescued, really, a couple of months earlier. The 3 of them were going to be honored. In the brightness of restaurant and shop windows, Emily noticed sparkles in James's hair. "Is Steve wearing glitter?" Emily asked. Steve was what James called his cowlick, a piece of his hair with a mind of its own. Steve was most often found in a ta-da stance on top of James's head, and the sparkles suited him well. "He wanted to look dressy too," James replied. Matthew nodded with understanding. The group reached Hollister's. The view through the large picture window was normally that of a cozy, tranquil bookstore, but for this event, the bookcases had been moved aside, and the open space was filled with people. As Emily imagined each of those heads swiveling to stare when she walked through the door, her dress shrank 7 sizes. Was she going to be expected to say something in front of all those people? James's grandmother pushed open the door. The buzzing conversations drowned out the bells that normally jingled. Most of the people in the bookstore were grown-ups, the bland, everyday sort, which made the ones dressed up as Edgar Allan Poe stand out all the more in their old-fashioned suits, scarves knotted at the neck, and tiny mustaches. One man had a fake raven on his shoulder, and another, with blood-spotted, bandaged fingers, carried a birdcage with a real raven inside, in honor of one of Poe's most famous poems. There were kids, too, some very little, in their parents' arms or holding onto a hand. Older ones bent over a table to solve puzzle challenges or rubbed temporary tattoos of gold bugs on each other. Matthew nodded to a group of teenagers lingering near the food and drinks and crossed the room to greet his friends. As Emily scanned the crowd, she noticed one thing that united nearly everyone: the small gold Book Scavenger pin. The same pin Emily herself wore every day. Book Scavenger was a book hunting game that she had played for the past few years. People hid used books in public places and posted clues about how to find the books on the website. The pin wasn't really a part of the game. It was just a trinket people sometimes wore, like a secret symbol so you could recognize fellow players without having to ask. Emily had never seen so many pins displayed prominently at one time. The glints of gold should have relaxed her, knowing she was surrounded by Book Scavenger fans like herself, but it wasn't as if she recognized anyone. If people could wear their Book Scavenger avatars, that might be a different story. Emily craned her neck, trying to spot Mr. Griswold, the creator of Book Scavenger and the publisher of the new Poe book. With his great height and habit of dressing in the Bayside Press colors of wine and silver blue, he had a way of being noticeable. She saw a flash of those colors and thought she'd spotted him, but it was only Jack, Mr. Griswold's assistant, talking with someone across the room. On the edge of the party, a man fiddled with a large video camera, and a woman in a dress suit did neck rolls and what Emily could only describe as kissy-face gymnastics. This woman held a microphone loosely at her side. Emily's stomach flip-flopped as she realized the pair must be from one of the news outlets Hollister had said would be at the party. Where was Hollister? Emily finally spotted his back across the crowded room. He was speaking to someone in an animated way that made his gathered ponytail of dreadlocks hop across his sports coat. Someone tapped him on the shoulder and pointed in Emily and James's direction. Hollister turned, and a smile split his face. He threw his arms wide like he was sending them a hug and crowed, "The kids of the hour!"